Hi, everybody. This is Amy, and welcome to the Spirit and Soul Healing Podcast. I'm so happy to share with you a story that I have from this past weekend, and I title it A Psychic Experience because it was very psychically charged. And what does that mean? Well, you'll soon find out, but I will share it was quite unexpected. So, I've been having a lot of time, as we all have, I think, in our own surroundings, in our own space. And I took a trip out to Los Angeles last week to support and really celebrate one of my best friends on her debuts. And it was a beautiful experience. I actually was kind of surprised at how relaxed I felt in the city. And so we had gone to the beach on one of the days. And on our way back into the town or the city, it's a big city. So, back on the way home, a friend and I decided to stop and get ice cream. And we were just kind of like killing time. It was one of the first times I've taken a trip where I didn't have much on the schedule. We could just float or go wherever we were guided. And really, I felt relaxed. My energy was open, let's say. So I was super in a chill mode. And what happened was after we sat down, we were sitting outside. We were sitting outside eating ice cream, like, and it was really good, by the way. It was homemade or like a specialty ice cream. So I don't typically do ice cream, but it was lavender and honey, and I was just like, I cannot pass that up. So it was so good. And I happened to take a little picture of it at 7:44. So the time's really important. We were sitting outside, just chilling. And what happened was we had finished our ice cream, we were relaxing. And it's one of those spaces where, like, you're kind of in a meditative, daydreamy space. You're just like chill, very chill. I felt very comfortable. And all of a sudden, I felt this energy rush in and hit me. My aura just hit me so hard. And my heart, one of my strongest gifts is clairsentience, which is the heart chakra. So I felt this like ripple of frequency hit my aura right at my heart and then vibrate off of me. And I was like, whoa, literally, what is this? Because I was not expecting any kind of energetic, interaction. There really wasn't anybody around. And it just kind of caught me off guard. And everything that I'm going to share with you happened in a matter of maybe 20 seconds, like really, really fast. So I was like, whoa, what is this? And so then in my mind's eye, I quickly saw a whole scene just go really, really fast. And it kind of reminded me of deja vu. So initially, my ego human self thought, oh God, is this deja vu? Because it doesn't feel good. And so I was on high alert. And so I was chilling, relaxing, and then this energy hit, and I saw a scene go by so quickly that it was hard for me to even grasp each little, how would you say, like when we had the old fashioned film, it was hard for me to even grasp each little picture. And at that same time, in the physical realm, this SUV pulled up right in front of us, parked, and a gentleman got out. And I was looking at him because I'm like, okay, did I get a vibration from him? Like, what's happening? But I didn't feel anything from him. He felt cool. Like, we're good. He looked great. Like, I didn't see anything that would put me on alert. But right in that moment, as I saw these deja vu visions and the energy hit me, I heard in my head, like, go, just get up and go. And it was this knowingness of danger. And it really was so confusing because in the physical world, nothing was happening. Literally nothing was happening. So we get up and we walk past the guy who got out of the SUV. No bad vibes. I was so confused. And I think this is something to just pinpoint here. My psychic energetic like response just went off, red flag after red flag. But I wasn't in a reading. I hadn't asked any questions. I wasn't expecting it. So my human mind was trying to like figure it out, and it was, whoa. So we had parked across the street from the ice cream shop, and in the parking lot was the opening right where you could see my car. But we took the long way around, and the whole time I was wondering, like, what could this be about? And thinking of, like nothing, I didn't quite understand the experience. So as we go to leave, I would say we sat in the car for a minute, and it was about 10 to 15 minutes. And we started hearing helicopters circling. And not being native to LA, haven't really been there, I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe it's the news for rush hour. I literally don't know. Something's going on overhead. So we leave, we turn, we go up, and 2 blocks across from where I was sitting. So the ice cream shop, then you had the parking lot, and then you had 2 streets up. Everything was chaos. There were cop cars everywhere. There was an ambulance, news crew. The roads were shut down, like kind of as far as you could see. And if I recall, they had a highway, I think even on the top of the highway that went over, in the distance, there were cop cars. And I was like, oh my goodness. So not quite knowing, what exactly it was about, but I got the chills and I was like, oh, I think this is what I felt. And then my friend looked up on the phone real quick, and there was a shooting that happened. And I forgot to tell you that, but well, maybe I did and I forget. But that was one thing I saw. Like, I got that premonitory vibration of a shooting. And so, of course, when I see this SUV pull up, I'm thinking, oh, was there going to be like a drive by? And I didn't feel it in the physical in that location. So, again, I was kind of like, what, But anyways, so there was a shooting that happened at 7:55. And when I look back, I'm thinking, yeah, so I was still eating my ice cream at 7:44. The time lined up exactly. And I was debating, like, is this even a story to share? But I think it is, because so many of us that are in tune can sometimes wonder, what does this mean? What is it all about? And that experience, I was like, okay, so I was relaxed. I was tuning in, and I call it a psychic experience because many different ways in the astral realm, or that collective realm of consciousness, I was receiving a vibrational hit, like a frequency literally hit me, but also, tuning in. And so I was talking to Leanne last night, and she had some really good insights. And so I was like, okay, I'm really vibing with this. Like, it kind of made it just help me integrate the experience a little bit more, because, we've all kind of been secluded. Now I'm getting out into more, like I'm traveling, right? And I'm in large groups and gatherings. And so we're extra sensitive. And not only that, sometimes it might not make sense, but my intuition was like, something is wrong. And so as I was talking with her about it, she was telling me, she reminded me, but it was like a perfect message, that when we're relaxed, our energetic field can expand and open up. And when we lift our frequency, we go into these higher dimensional vibrational fields. And so she was getting that, she said, Amy, I think you were in the fifth dimension. You were in a higher frequency. Your aura was expanded. And for those of you that have had those moments, when your aura is expanded, I mean, it can go really far out. And not only that, when you lift in the higher frequencies, we're connected in. We're all connected. Like, we are all, that's when they say we're all one, the higher up you go, we become more and more connected. And so she was saying to me that even at that understanding and time and space and quantum physics, I could have been feeling it right before it happened or during, because that was my thought. I'm like, did I feel it after, right before, or during? But anyhow, so I wanted to share that with you, just to debrief, like just to share. And if you have any thoughts or questions, like, message me on Instagram, but it was really, really interesting. And so my energetic self was like on high alert. My human self was kind of wondering what in the world. And then when we read the news article, it was still developing, like literally, I think it was 8:04 or something like that. So when we passed, and um, it was just wild. Maybe it had to, well, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, how did all of the cops get there so quickly? So maybe it was a little bit after, maybe it was 8:15. But it all happened in a short amount of time and I was processing it. But once I heard that there was a shooting, I tried to fill in and ask, about the officer. It was a traffic stop. And he was in critical condition and I couldn't feel anything. I didn't get a good read. So I think that he was really close to departing. And last I checked, he was still earthside. He was still here. And so I think that's also when like prayer comes in. But anyways, so this is really interesting to me to have had that frequency hit so hard and the confusion of what is this, but knowing, okay, there's danger. There was something involving a shooting. It was just, and it was less than a mile away, right? So, and by the way, I didn't hear a gunshot or anything, so it was really confusing. But then we came home. So I took the red eye home that night. And I was like, the next day, I said, oh, I just want to integrate and relax, red eye, get caught up on sleep. And I really just wanted to go in the sunlight. So we have a gym, and I'm like, I'm going to go to the gym today strictly to go to the pool. There's no exercising. I just want to have some self care. And it took me a little while to get there. But I think, of course, divine timing. So as I get to the gym, um, I'm walking in and they scan my card. And right then, the lady at the desk across the way is very animated, very like in a panic mode. And she said, she's like, shut it down, shut it down. And the guy was like, huh? She's like, no, I'm on the phone. They say, shut it down. And so this is where my human self was like, oh, I'm reading this. But I didn't feel any of the energy. I did not feel what I felt in LA. But still, precautions. And I'm like, okay. So about face, I turn and right, then this guy comes up to the front and he's like, you guys had a threat yesterday. Why are we doing this again? Like, what's going on? And I take a couple steps out the door and here come the cops rolling up. So our gym has also been 2 days in a row, I guess, had like a safety threat. And so I was just like, this is a bit too much. Like, it literally was about 24 hours in time. I had to do a time zone scan there. But um, I was like, I just want to go home. But I'm analyzing this, right? Like, I've never been in these situations, but the intuition was definitely more enhanced, in the actual situation. And nothing happened at the gym. So, but of course, always take precaution. I'm like, I'm just going to go home. So that was my interesting, psychic, intuitive, like just read, unexpected, and your spidey senses go on. So I guess one thing I'd want to share is, even if you don't see something in the physical, always trust your instincts. Always trust that guidance. I knew something was happening, and sometimes it's for our safety, and sometimes you're just connected in with the energy of the psychically or intuitively connected in with the energy of the space, the community, the collective, and even our loved ones that are far away. We have those cords, so we're connected. And so I just wanted to share that little story. That's kind of kind of all I have for this mini podcast episode. But I want to thank you all for joining. And I want to share too, I forgot to mention previously that Some of the podcasts are on YouTube and they're on my page, Amy Sikarskie. So mostly all of the ones where I have a guest on, and this one will be too because I'm videoing. So if you love watching, if you're a visual and you like to receive information and messages and story time through video, you can check us out on YouTube and also wherever podcasts are found. Alrighty. Again, I would love to hear any insights or any of your, if you've had a similar experience, let me know. Message me on Instagram at Amy Sikarskie or at Spirit and Soul Healing Podcast. And I will see you all again on the next episode.